Okay guys, Gnoblar here. Welcome back to the second part of my Island of Blood Warhammer starter box set review. I've already done the general review of the box, what comes in it, and the two booklets, so the rules and the starter booklet. Now we're going to go into, let's do the High Elves first. So this video will be purely dedicated to the High Elf miniatures. Now bear with me, some of these sprues, I think all of them actually, have a mix of High Elves and Skaven, so you don't have 2 sprues of High Elves and 3 sprues of Skaven. They're mingled. So let's without further ado, let's have a look at what we've got. So this sprue seems to be mostly sea. Well, no, it's everything. So we'll take it as it comes. New Sea Guard models, bow in his hands, spear on the back there. Seems to be fairly similar to the current horses that are out for High Elves. No, not the Sea Guard. I'm guessing that's a Reaver banner. No, that's probably a Sea Guard banner, looking at it. Sculpted details on there, so you don't have to do any freehand. That is nice. Let's go over and have another look. Some nice models there for the Reavers. That guy's clearly got his hand pulled back for the bow. Let's try and do all the Reavers. Another guy, headless, shooting a bow mount whilst he's riding because he's a brilliant horseman. This guy, cool, he's pulling arrows from his quiver. That's a very nice horse as well. A bit more detail on that than the standard elf horse. A bit more dynamic as well, and beautiful. The tail is sculpted on, so it's not going to snap off like the normal ones do. I'm impressed so far. Moving on. That is almost certainly the Reaver champion. Sword held high. Nice detail on the sword there. And again, a very nice looking horse with a massive tail. Fair enough. And finally, this is probably the last Reaver with a massive helmet, kind of plumage, and the horse rearing up. So looking good for the Reavers so far. I'm not seeing much more detail for the Reavers. Probably the odd head kicking around here and there. So that's mostly the Reaver detail. Excuse me if I don't get everything, but let's move on to, let's say, the Sea Guard now. So again, the shields are sculpted on. They're not away from the body, so they are one-piece shields, kind of close to the body of all the elves. Really nice. Really nice detail on those. Face reset into the helmet quite nicely, so it looks believable that they are actually wearing a helmet and they just don't have pointy heads. A lot of detail in terms of kind of nautical stuff, so he's got fish bones and stuff like that acting as kind of honorary seals. Sashes going over his armour. Again, a lot of detail on that model. They really seem to have pulled everything forward from the quality of their sculpts in Space Hulk. There we go. I'm guessing. I think they're all Sea Guard. Could be wrong, but again, we're looking there. We've got the similar kind of snap fit weapon systems. So yeah, he's Sea Guard because he's got a shield. So they'll all snap in. I'm guessing that's command. That might be from left to right. Your standard bearer, your musician, your champion. We'll see. Just try and get a bit of detail on the back of one of these models. So now you can clearly see the bow slung over his back. The hair coming out of the back of his helmet. Nice touch that is missing off some of the older models. The High Elf Spearmen certainly are missing this kind of level of attention to detail. These are beautiful models. Really impressed, and it's not just flat. That shield does kind of recess in against the waist of the model, so it isn't just kind of vacuum formed kind of stuff. Again, there's upside down. Apologies for that. More kind of nautical detail. Really nice armour. Waves at the bottom of his robe there. Again, the hair, different hair, ponytail. So they've put some variety into even the minor details like that. Still the quiver and the short bow on the back. Really good looking models so far. There's a couple. This still on the same sprue. Couple of sword masters on here. So you see what I mean? My everything's dotted about. This one seems to be mostly high elves. So a couple of Skaven heads there. Guessing that's the sword master champion. Crisp detail. Not seeing much flash on these models to get away, and that is a beautiful weapon. Really ornate, finely sculpted weapon. Details again crafted on it, so you don't have to do any freehand on the weapons. Realistically large grip there, a nice pommel. They're doing well. They are doing well, Games Workshop, with these starter set sculpts, like I say. Black Reach started it off, then Space Hulk took it up a level. I was really impressed with Space Hulk, and they've continued to impress me with these. Oh, that guy looks evil. Or at least he means business. That sword looks like a cross between He-Man's sword and the Sword of Omens from Thundercats, if you ask me. And that is just a recipe for awesome. You can't beat that. Bit of flash to take off there, but again, not much. When I say flash, for you newer guys to the hobby, that is kind of mould lines where the casting process has kind of left its mark, and you might need to file that off if you want your models to look tip-top. Again, really good detail on little things like the hair. Really pronounced scales on the scale mail for these guys. They've done a great job. Right, this sprue. Can you guess what is mostly on this sprue? Is it a rat ogre or is it a griffin? Okay, let's have a look at the main body for this griffin. Bizarrely, it looks as if half of the elf's torso is attached, but not the main part of his body. So just his flowing cape and a massive lance, again with sculpted details on it. Brilliantly well done. And that is a huge griffin. Much improved off their metal one, the old Stormwing model, Arthurian Stormwing. Again, beautiful detail. Look at the scales on that talon. And look at the talons! They're massive! Really good feathers. Really good feathers, actually. Struggling with the autofocus, sorry. Gliding forward. I'm loving this griffin. The other part of it. Shield in a scabbard there. Other hand at the reins. Again, beautifully sculpted feathers and talons there. Going back to the lion half. Big winged helmet. That is gonna, if you've got a couple of these sets, that is gonna give you some really good conversion options for other lords, nobles, battle standard bearers. Talking of battle standard bearers, look at that. Really nice banner. We've got a few details. So that's pretty much most of the Griffin Rider, I think. We've got seen her. There's the other wing. There's a couple of details on here for the mage as well. So let's see if I can focus on him for you. Okay, that is very impressive. Again, it looks to be a weird cast of the model. His hands are separate to other parts of his arm, so his right hand is just floating there, held on by the staff. But his helmet and the staff has really nice crisp details on it, front and back. So let's see, that's most of everything on that sprue. Second sprue, that's all pretty much Skaven. These are all, this is a mixture, so again, there's another sword master. Running out of time, I'm trying to find the rest of the high elf mage to show you. He's hiding from me though, guys, sorry. I've already seen Spearman, we don't care. I don't care. Ah, there he is. 30 seconds left. Huzzah. Oh, look at that. That is hollow. That is hollowed out flame effect or wind effect or whatever. Oh, really nice detail. You can see there where his wrist will meet the rest of his arm, the front of his face goes on. Really nice detail. Flowing robes, bit of a curved handle there. Looking good for the High Elves. Well done, guys.